Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi.
It's great to hang out with you guys again here. We're going to have an awesome evening hanging out with our friends Chris and Diana Pirillo. Hi guys,
Hello.
how are you doing, Chris and Diana and Jedi?
Doing well here. I just got done hanging out on the railing there, and my arms are kind of primed and pumped for this hangout, which is far less physically intense.
Well, we'll make sure you don't break a sweat on this one unless we ask you some super awkward questions.
Yeah.
It would not be a hangout without at least one super awkward question.
All right, you guys heard it. Super awkward question.
Get it in the chat now.
So it's good to see you guys who are hanging out. J.K., Callan, Jennifer, Sparks, New Horror Family Vlogs. Hey, good to see you guys. Oh, look, I see Pez Liz. I think we know who that is.
Hi. Hey, Liz.
Jada is awesome. Hello. Hi, Savannah, Haley, Katie. It's good to see all you guys. We're going to have a fun time. So you guys feel free to ask your questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to them like we always do. And this is going to be a great time talking about vlogging and family vlogging with one of YouTube's original, very first vloggers. Like, this is 10 years ago. Everyone's saying hi. Hi, Gimp. Hi, Christina. Hi, Jill. Hi, everybody. So, Chris, if you guys don't know, has been on YouTube for... When did you upload your very first video? What date? Do you remember?
I think it was like April 2006.
April. So, I beat you by like 2 months because mine was March 2nd, 2006.
Yeah,
So,
they used to publish those dates, but I'm not sure if they have lately.
yeah, we can go back in your channel and find that first one if you still
Oh,
have
look
it
it.
up. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Do you
he's
still have your first video up?
Oh yeah, it was a airplane safety video, airplane or airline safety video, safety instructions. Look up airplane safety Perillo, and it'll
he
it'll
looks
pop up.
exactly the same. As each-
That yeah, but that video made the front page of YouTube
That's
before
exciting.
they took it away. Yeah, so
Is it
Wow.
you reenacting it or what is this? What is it?
yeah, it was basically I've flown on more than a few flights, and you kind of get used to the same kind of instructions, and so
Yeah.
I just basically pantomime the entire announcements, the overhead announcements. It was one of those recorded conversations, the overhead announcements.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it by heart, but I kind of knew kind of what was coming, and so it was that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, cool. Well, Jill, no, we do not have the twins with us right now. They're both in bed already, so we won't be able to show you the twins, unfortunately, tonight. But we're glad to have you here, and you can see Jedi. So why don't you guys introduce us to your family and your channel? Their channel is linked up in the description below. You guys can go check it out. There's also an interactive card here. But just real quick, because you guys started at Chris Perillo's channel, then you went to Geek Family Life, and now you're back on this other channel. So tell us what you guys are up to.
That is the craziness of videos and channels and what have you. When I had started YouTube, or I was recording. We were talking about before the hangout. I was doing video recording on a digital camera called a Sony Mavica, and you could. This was back in the day when you normally have to have serial cables to connect your digital camera, smart media, and what have you. But it recorded photos and videos on floppy disks, 3.5-inch floppy disks. And I was recording postage stamp sized videos on that for a number of years. This is before Windows XP was even out. So when YouTube came along, it was a lot easier to put a video on YouTube than it was to host your own, which I had been doing at that point for compete with all the competing services. YouTube just made it really simple. So I didn't really have an agenda initially, and I kind of fell into producing on YouTube, taking a lot of the live video that I did on Ustream, and we covered a variety of topics, though tech was, at that point in time, I think a pillar that I kind of stood on in terms of the content that I did that was live. And so I recorded, or I live streamed on a Ustream channel. And disclosure, I used to sit on the Ustream advisory board until they were acquired by IBM. But what I did was that like 5 questions back to back, like, someone asked, about this, and then I answered it. Or I took live questions and I did a variety of things. This is back in, it must have been 2007 era. Yeah. It wasn't long after, I started putting some videos on YouTube, but not having a routine. It was just kind of like, here's a video I'll throw on there. because I didn't really have a groove. But we ended up producing, they were low quality live videos, but that was a bulk of the videos that were on the channel.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I experimented with live throughout the years. When YouTube started doing live, I started doing that. And, you know, it's always been, even when I was, you know, talking about one particular topic, it was always whatever I was interested in and specifically my perspective. So it's always been, you know, really around my life. So when Anna had suggested on I don't know if it was a whim, but she said, you should start vlogging. And she said this not thinking that she'd ever get dragged into it. I'm like, well, what else am I going to
Well, it was right after we got married too. So everyone got to see like the beginning of our marriage. Oh, sorry, baby. Aw. And I mean, I guess I had no idea that I was going to be in it because I thought everybody knew like the business side of Chris and how he was, you know, doing the tech videos at the time. But nobody knew like this funny Chris. And I was like, if people only knew the real you, or not the real you, but like the just letting loose you know, like not the professional Chris.
Yeah, but I was never really professional.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, it's funny. I mean, I've always just it's whatever's been fascinating to me. So we started doing the vlogs, and in all of my years in doing video, I've never had anything with sustained engagement, sustained attention, sustained positivity. I don't know if I can sustain the sentence, but you know, everything by metrics indicated that what we were doing with vlogging was really hitting home. So I decided, I'm like, well, I think, you know, I feel happier with what we do and telling our daily story, even though it may not be very interesting, at least we're documenting it. And so I said, well, let's keep it going. You know, it's working really well. And so I took some of the tech stuff and I carved it out because I was already at that point where technology in general, it's not exciting to me. It never really has been. It's a means to an end. It's like a tool. I don't get excited over new gadgets at all. I've always been more of a software guy than a hardware guy. And so it was coming along at the time where I was like, well, I'd rather give a lot of this value that generates a lot of negativity to people who, you know, are willing to crowdfund it. And by and large, that's when we basically split channels, which people say, don't do it, don't ever do it. But the problem was I was trying to address two different types of people. One that was intimately fascinated and interested in me, and a completely different audience that didn't care about me at all. And honestly, the people who followed me for that tech advice didn't care about me, at which point I kind of thought, well, if you don't care about me, why am I doing this for you?
Yeah.
Because it's not about the topic for me. It's everything that I layer in, so that when I talk about something, it's the gravitas that I have. I'm not just a random person who uploads videos.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about on certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it was really that split. And again, the vlog has always been very personal and, you know, incredibly personal. And now it's kind of, I'm going to say it's got a different mission in terms of why we keep doing it, because, you know, quite honestly, it by and large it's not something that, I'm not like, how do I put this? It's not the thing that pays the bills at all, not even remotely. In fact,
Smoothies doesn't pay for us either, but we do it because we're excited about what we're doing and the message we're spreading and stuff.
It's to me, it's documenting it, especially for Jedi. You know, if she watches it in the future, she watches it. If she doesn't care, well, at least she had that as a gift to remember these days when certain things happen. She'll have that document that I didn't have, nor Diana. And I think that's a gift. More than anything, the vlog is a gift for her every day.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's you know, I keep that in perspective to the point where when we finally, you know, got to the point where, okay, most of the tech stuff is going for crowdfunding. We kicked up the vlog crowdfunding campaign, and it's at the point where if we get just a few more, I'm actually considering doing most, if not all, of our daily vlogging to a private audience is crowdfunding.
That'd be interesting.
Not public.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you went to the Pirillo channel, off to the family vlogging channel, and now you're back on the Pirillo channel because that's all about you.
I wanted to
that
do
didn't sound bad, but I say it that way. But you know what I mean? Like, it's about your interests and your family.
What you're passionate about.
It's all about you, Chris. That's the world revolves around you, you know?
Yeah. And he says I got dragged into this. It's funny because it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm just so shy. It's so hard for me to come out of my shell. And we're such opposites, which is great. So that's why I think it's so much harder for me to vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And it's come so natural to him. I've come a long way since we started. Because I remember picking up the camera and actually physically shaking, being so nervous, like not knowing who's going to see this. Because this was a whole new world to me.
But
Yeah.
but Jedi is holding onto a camera now.
Yeah, she's like,
Natural for her.
Yeah.
our kids are gonna grow up thinking like these are personal friends of yours that you just talked to or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Hey, look, I bought a new friend at this Best Buy.
Yeah.
Well, along those lines, we have some good questions. Nor Family Vlogs asks, as soon as I put the camera out, my husband becomes shy. He just told me over the weekend he wants to become more a part of the vlogs, but how can I get him to open up a bit more? What advice would you give for her husband?
I think Diana would be most qualified for this.
Yeah, I would say even if you pick it up to record, even if you don't make it public, that's what really helps me at the beginning. And also connecting with everyone. It makes it easier to talk to a camera because I actually feel like I'm talking to actual human beings. Does that make sense? Like I know the people that are there every single day and I talk to them and I think it makes it easy for me. So I would say connecting with the people and even just practice vlogging without uploading it.
So how do you connect to the people to make you feel more comfortable?
I talk to them a lot of times on a regular basis. Like we have a small group of people, so for us it's a lot easier. I would say maybe than other people, but I talk to them like I know them by name. You know, the people that live around the world. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And they've known Jenna. They've known me since I was pregnant, which is so bizarre. So it's like they're part of our family in a way.
Yeah.
And that's how they are. They're like family.
I think it takes some time to get used to it. Like you got to do it over and over a few times, just like anything. You're just starting off for the first time is a little bit weird at first. My very first video actually on YouTube, I actually said in that video, I didn't anticipate this. I was just talking to the camera and I was like, this feels really weird. And I said like, this feels like I'm talking to a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm talking to this inanimate object like it's a person, and it does take some time. So yeah, you don't get it. I don't think he'll get it the first time, but as he starts seeing comments and stuff from people,
I like the advice that you gave, Diana, though, that of even if it's not out there public, like just practice it or do it, because you can always edit it out. Like you're in control of it, so you can take it out and not have to publish it. So, but getting that practice, I think, is a good start that you said.
Yeah. We got another question from J.K. Callan. How has your outlook on vlogging changed since you first began?
Since we first began?
Yeah.
Sorry.
How has your outlook changed on it?
Gosh,
I don't know.
These are such deep questions.
I don't really know.
Well, I'll go. I think for me, like when I first started,
Sorry.
when I first started, I think it was like my outlook on it was just like a place to put videos so I could share them with family and friends.
Right.
So
weren't
when
thinking
it started,
that other people would see it or watch it or care.
Yeah, the whole perspective was just like family and friends, just private, basically type of like who else would want to watch these. But now it's the complete other way around. Like my family and friends might watch it, but the vast majority of people who do are people I've never met before.
Right.
So my outlook and who I'm talking to is completely flipped.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was chew your grapes before you move around with them. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it just, to me, I always try new things. As an entrepreneur, I'm always trying something new to see what works, what doesn't necessarily work, what I find that's most comfortable. And I'm kind of a guy who's like the path of least resistance, right? I know some people really put everything into it, but to me, the most valuable thing I have is time. And, I think, I put a lot of time into everything that I do that I care about, and that's the one thing that I think I care about. At the end of the day, I want to make something that I would want to see, or that is a really good snapshot I feel of the day, or the best that I could get, and I think I've become more protective of it over time. But I'll go back to what I had said earlier. It's not just recording a video, and it's certainly not for any amount of notoriety, or it's for a small group of people, which I'm fine with, but it's more for Jedi. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's just I want this to be for her, and everybody else gets to tag along, and that's really, I'm comfortable with that. I'm fine with that. So I think that's a pretty radical. It's a big shift, because obviously Jedi wasn't around 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So and we've been doing it 1,600 days now or something like that. Crazy.
I think after Jedi, everything kind of changed for us. Like everything was for her, versus just me and him. And
Yeah. So don't lose your archive.
Yeah.
No.
Backups, redundant backups. Jennifer Sparks asks, says, "Wow, you guys have been vlogging for a long time. What made you want to do video blogs, and did you know then that it could become a business?"
Well, I wouldn't say vlogging's become a business. It's just I've been biding my time lately. I've actually had conversations with Tim about this, but I'm in the process of co-founding a startup. And actually, the conversation we had has been more deeply reaffirmed by people who sit on the other side too. I don't want to be too detailed about it, but suffice to say, I'm looking to effectively. Sorry, everybody. I'm on a smartphone because it's just
we have kids. We know how it goes.
2 dogs
with grapes and all sorts of things.
In a Star Wars bowl, though.
Of course, it's a Star Wars bowl. Yeah, you know, Dadu. You know Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah. So anyway, I wouldn't say it's a business, but what I know is worth more than what I can personally do with what I know. And so, as much as we're doing video, and using the various platforms at our disposal, and I'm happy to. I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. I've always used any channel that provided something I couldn't get before. I started in 1996. I mean, I wasn't doing a lot of video back then, but it was certainly before blogging. It was before podcasting. It was before everything that anybody might know about. But I used the internet to communicate, to establish a point where I could share my passions.
Yeah.
Everything that used to be easy is now difficult. Everything that used to be difficult is now easy. And, I'm somewhere in between. But, my how I look at software and the internet being this big glob of software, potentially unlocking experiences that, could transform lives. And so my career has been online by and large. I've done quote unquote offline things too, but blogging is not it's not a business, and I'd be very scared if it was, because it's very precarious. But to me, we're doing it, and it's been great to know that through the personal blogging side, we do have a very small group of people who are very very supportive of what we do, and very, very grateful for that.
Yeah. I didn't know it would become a business when we got started. I just did it because I was bored one night and thought it'd be fun, and we started making videos, and so there was no business venture.
You like to check out whatever's new out there, like when Twitter was first out, like you were on it right away and all sorts of stuff. So like Tim just likes to figure things out, or used to.
Yeah.
So
a question, Sonia Stegall, as well as Faith Fries and Frapsies. Is that how you say that?
No.
Frapes?
No.
Fraps? Frappes. I say that, Chris.
Frapes?
Frapes? You know who you are. A question that they're both kind of asking. I'm going to ask one of them, summarize it best. How do you find time to do it all? Keeping house, taking care of kids, editing, etc. I have 4 kids and we homeschool. We had to take a break from vlogging because I just run out of energy.
Yeah, if you're doing all the vlogging on your own and editing, I don't see how you can do all that and take care of the house and kids.
It's a constant balance. I mean, you just find a groove, and I'm Diana and I have different styles, different ways of dealing with things. You know, I have my responsibilities. She has hers. We share some responsibilities. You know, I guess to me, the vlog it's not a priority. I mean, it's important because I really think it gives us something to do. And more importantly, again, to underscore it, I hate saying it. It's not so much for the community as it is for us. And I mean, that's part of vlogging though. You're expressing yourself, right? And we're doing it more and more for Jedi than we are even for us. So it's a balance between
I think we would do videos very differently if it was just for us. You know, like I don't think we would talk to the camera like, "Hey, you guys," and give updates. And I don't think we'd do Q&A. I don't think we would like if it was just for the kids. We would just vlog them doing cute things, and then I wouldn't bother to edit.
Or I would probably talk to their future selves in the video.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just, and then I wouldn't edit. I would just dump all the raw footage onto a hard drive and just kind of keep it there.
You wouldn't edit it?
I wouldn't. No. Probably
Do you
not.
go back and watch your childhood videos though?
Not
No,
really.
because they're not edited. Like editing would be like the biggest gift to your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think I do it for both because there's so many people that like I'm very vulnerable in the vlog.
You're two? All right, Jedi.
Oh, you're so cute. And I get a lot of people that send me like I'll tell them that I'm going through a really tough time right now, and the community always reaches out and they help me feel like I'm not the only one going through certain situations. So I do it a lot for not for them, but I do it because it helps me to feel like I'm not alone. And I'm also talking to Jedi in the future.
Yeah.
I want her to see that what I'm going through. Oh, you want to sit down? She wants me.
You're in my seat, Mom.
You know how hard I'm trying to better myself. So
Yeah. Galaxy Neon asked, "Who got you to start a YouTube channel?"
That'd be yourself, huh?
Yeah, back when we started, it was just like I was just experimenting, trying it out, and I saw a few other videos and like, this is kind of cool. I wonder if I could do this. But that was before subscribing was a thing on YouTube. That was before a partner program was a thing.
There wasn't you didn't subscribe.
That was
to
before
people
there
then?
was a yellow subscribe, but it was yellow back then. That was before that even popped up. And back then it was above the video. So I had lots of videos saying, click right here to subscribe, and it's not there anymore.
Dude, the first time I browsed the web was in a browser called Lynx, Lyns. It was
Do you have that?
Yep.
text. It was text. So my first web browser was text, and I used a text web browser for a number of years. So
You're really dating yourself tonight.
I remember that too. I went to the library to get on. I heard this thing Yahoo, and I was like, "What's a Yahoo?" And it was just text all across the screen. And a
I
blinking
remember
green
Yahoo
cursor.
when it had a tilde in the URL.
Oh, I don't remember that far. I remember tildes.
You're a lot
like,
older than Tim.
I remember
then.
all the GeoCities URLs that had tildes.
That it was I'm not gonna say I grew up with the internet, but for the most part, like it's I started like before the commercial internet had really taken off, certainly before AOL. So it's like, but it's funny how some people either phrasing everything or putting everything in terms of YouTube. You know, like who prompted you to get on YouTube? It's like I
Back
don't
then,
know.
you just kind of did it.
Yeah.
You do.
There was no
It's
peer
there.
pressure because if you told people what you were doing, they'd be like, crazy stalkers and people are going to come to your house.
They're gonna
and,
kill you.
Yeah, you know, that was back well, that kind of really escalated during not Minecraft, MySpace days.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple people asking questions kind of related to, what if YouTube went away? Would you lose all your videos for your kids? And then Nguyen Dang, is there a better place to back up, like an external hard drive or to the cloud or what? How do we preserve these memories is kind of what it comes down to.
Wherever you can put them. Like, that's the way I look at it. Redundancy.
Yeah, we put ours on an external hard drive. And then I should say I put mine on an external hard drive.
I don't know how to do it.
And then that automatically then gets backed up to like a cloud-based. We use Backblaze as an online storage backup thing. And so I have a local copy on external hard drive, and then there's also a copy backed up in the cloud in case the hard drive would break or fail or burn or something like that. Let's see here. So let's go back to a lot of you guys are asking a lot of good questions. Let's see if we got 5 minutes left. So let's see if we can do like a lightning round. Does that sound good, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nor Family Vlogs. Also, have you ever heard this old saying that you have to spend money to make money? Does this go for YouTube as well? And if so, where should we first look into spending it?
Oh God.
It's not a lightning round question.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can't do everything for free. Let me put it this way. My career has been littered with having to do a lot of very expensive things, or a lot of free things to do things that I'm able to do. So it's a balance. Do what makes you happy.
How'd you answer?
I think it depends on what your goal is for YouTube. And I don't know. I don't know what the best thing would. You'd have to pay for a consultation for Tim to talk to you about that one.
I don't think you have to spend money. I mean, you obviously have to buy a camera, but there's plenty of people who.
Or if you have your phone, if you have a smartphone, shoot a video on there. You can usually edit a video on there and then upload it from there.
I would say if you're going to spend money, once you have like your basic equipment, you don't need to go out for anything fancy, depending on what you want to do, I guess. But I would say the next thing I would pay for would be training on how to use the equipment well, such as like how to use lighting, how to like camera angles, editing, things like that. Actually, and the reason yes, not my training, but just training in particular. And the reason for that is because there's people who have been doing this for like Chris and myself for 10 plus years. And we've learned a few things along the way. And you could take 10 years yourself to learn them too. Or, for like say $30 or $100, go to these types of events and trainings and could take and save yourself tons of headache and frustrations.
I would say doing the trainings of stuff would probably be more beneficial before going and spending a ton of money on a great commitment to do it and to how much work it really is.
Yeah. JK, oh, by the way, links to Vlogger Day and why don't you just real briefly, Chris, tell us about those. Links are in the description for you guys.
Well, this year it's radically different, but effectively we've got Vlogger Fair, 2 events. We've got Vlogger Day, which is being hosted at Adobe in Seattle, which is pretty amazing.
Do we get a tour of Adobe?
I don't know if you get I don't know if they're going to do full-on tours up there. I wouldn't be surprised if they might. It was really a surprise. They walked the floor last year of our kind of an in-service or kind of education day for vloggers specifically. And they came back to me this year and they, hey, would you be interested in, maybe we're interested in sponsoring. I'm like, how would you like to host? And so that's how it ended up being in November, is because we were going back and forth. They're just going to be doing Adobe Max. So effectively vloggers who come are going to have an inside look at Adobe and potentially even be able to give direct feedback to the engineers who develop software to help creators. So yeah, it's serendipity. It's amazing that we got it. So that's Vlogger Day, and then Vlogger Fair, the more traditional Vlogger Fair, it's going to be Community Day, and this year it's a smaller space, but that's not bad because you have a more intimate environment where the vloggers who are able to come, there's a greater chance of you having a deeper connection conversation rather than having to wait in line or whatever. So I've always believed that smaller events have a deeper or a bigger impact, and this year's 2 separate Vlogger Fair events are, I think, no exception.
Did Vlogger Day sell out already?
I think no, we're close. We're about 100. I think we're 100 away from selling out on Vlogger Day. That's what Liz said. She's been driving it. I'll be honest with you. I'm the one going, yeah, yes, yeah.
Oh, cool. Liz says no, it's not.
So G-rated family, go get your
ticket.
Right?
I was like, holy smokes, that sold out fast. Yeah, so it's in Seattle. So Dan and I will be there. Look, we're both wearing Vlogger Fair shirts from last time we were there is when we found out we were having twin girls. Maybe you guys remember those
the
vlogs.
Gender reveal on stage.
Yeah.
Yep. And
that
so the
fun.
twins are coming back with us, kind of like full circle type of closure deal to that story, I guess. So the twins
because they probably won't be there the following year when they're almost 2.
They were there for the last year, but they were inside. This year they'll be outside. So if you guys are in the Seattle area, or if you're not, you want to make the trip, Dana and I and the twins will be there, and we'll be doing a lot of trainings on at Vlogger Day, and then hanging out and doing a lot of community stuff, which is great if you're trying to grow your channel, to meet other vloggers, interact, start building those relationships that lead to collaborations, that lead to live streams like this, stuff like that.
And Seattle's fun to visit too, so
Yeah.
good reason to go out there.
But I love the rain, and it's November, so you may get a bit of rain. But I love the rain.
Good to know.
Cool. Links to those in the
Coffee.
description below
Yeah.
if you guys want to check out those events. Let's see here. We're running out of time, so let's do one more here. Actually, Rachel, we can answer that one real quick. Are the twins starting to crawl?
Chloe's crawling. Karis is not. She kind of is. She can get where she wants to, but she's not crawling on all fours like Chloe.
Cool. And then Garrett Seifert. I've been looking at getting a family vlog channel going. Any advice for someone who hasn't jumped in all the way?
Just do it.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yep.
Do it.
Just do it. You'll figure it out, and it'll change, and you'll be fine with it.
Cool. Well, guys, before we leave, we got something really important to tell you, guys. And that is in the description of this video. If you want to get notifications about future...
I was like, what is it?
Well, sorry for the letdown. But there's two ways you can find it. You can either text the word schmovies to 43506. And I know that works because, you guys, you get the text message. As soon as that text message goes out, and all I see are all of you just pop into the chat, which is awesome. So this works best for the U.S. people. Text the word schmovies to 43506. We'll send you a text message notification right when we go live. So if you're on a phone, wherever you're at, you can just tap that link and join us. Or if you want to do email, I send out an email usually the afternoon before, or afternoon of, and so you can sign up, and so those links are in the description below. And if you want to see the schedule of what's coming up and other creators we'll be talking to, those are on our Facebook page. Link to that is in the description below too. So that was the important thing I had to say before I let you guys go. So now that you know that.
Nice.
No, we appreciate it. See, here's the thing: we'd been talking to a camera anyway, so it's just nice to be able to talk to other people in real
A
time.
camera that talks back, huh?
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
we talk to the computer.
But I'm not done. It's later there, but I've got to edit the vlog now. That's my job for the next hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Check out the Pirillo's channel. It is in the description below, or the interactive card around here. You can click and go check it out. And we will see you guys next week. Who are we hanging out with next week? I forgot to look.
No.
See, I put
You
myself
have it
on the
right there.
spot.
You just had it open.
This way I think is faster. I think.
Well, no, because you could have just clicked the link right there and seen it.
The Coolies.
Oh, fun.
Seth and Taylor Cooley next week. So they were at Vlogger Fair last year. That's actually where
That's how we met them.
Yeah, Vlogger Fair.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm telling you guys. You go to these events, you meet people, you hang out, you become friends, and you start live streaming together. So
We got a bilingual baby here.
I was going to say, did she just? That's great.
cool.
She actually is trilingual. She's learning Huttese as well, the Jabba the Hutt language there.
There
Nice.
you go.
That'll come in handy.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we will talk to you guys next week.
See you soon. Bye soon. Bye soon.